Hello, you fellow YouTubers. It's after the holidays, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And this time on YouTube I'm going to be showing off my Fez collection. Now, this first one is from Moolah, St. Louis, and Moolah in Arabic is supposedly supposed to mean title for one learned in the Quran or religion. And from the history of the shrine is that it is a fraternal organization for master masons, and it was founded as a social outlet. Rather than ritual, they have fun. So just like most college fraternities, they have a Greek theme. This one has a Near Eastern theme, or kind of like Arabian Nights or the play Kismet, if you've heard of that. It has nothing ever whatsoever to do with Islam, like some people think. It's a theme. So that's Moolah, and what I typically like about this Fez is its name, and I love the rhinestones. As you can see, look how that sparkles in the sun. I like that. And an ambassador is, I'm not sure, but there's all kinds of ambassadors. And usually, if you're in a unit or a club, that'll be displayed on the brim of your Fez. So if you're in the band, for example, you might have band on your Fez. And pretty cool. It got some green and red, but it's mostly white, and the letters are outlined with gold bullion. And the tassel holder on the side is also encrusted with rhinestones, as well as this one down here. And it also has a dangling, the bottom scimitar, the bottom tassel holder has a scimitar and crescent on the bottom. And that's what the sword's called. It's called a scimitar. So that's Moolah, St. Louis. This next one is Zembo. And the unique thing about this Fez is there's no rhinestones except for the one in the star. And this one was done entirely in thread. So it was sewn. And usually there's a maker's mark, and I can't read cursive, but it says WM, and usually WM, for the most part, stands for Worshipful Master, which is the head of the lodge. And usually they'll have the maker's mark, in there, and it's from Philadelphia. So that's that, and it's pretty basic. There's no sweatband or anything inside there, so. My personal favorite El Zariba. Excuse me. El Zariba. I got two of these, and I'll show you the other one in a little bit. This one is encrusted. There's like three rhinestones, or excuse me. There's four rhinestones. There's one above the sphinx. There's two on the handle of the sword, and then there's one below in the center of the star. And El Zariba, I live in Arizona currently, and El Zariba is our shrine temple in Arizona. And let me tell you what, I go down there quite a bit, and I have a lot of fun. I've been to the Super Bowl party. I've been to almost every event they can have. Trust me, if you want to get out and have a good time, go down to your local shrine temple. And I love this Fez. Excuse me. The name El Zariba is a translated version, or an Arabic version, of Hunter's Paradise. because back in those days in Arizona, when it was in the olden days, it really was a hunter's paradise. You had animals running around everywhere, so pretty self-explanatory. But you know, every Fez has to have an Arabian or Middle Eastern title. So that's El Zariba, and that's the gold bullion version, and it's pretty old, as you can tell by the aging of the bullion. Next is this beautiful thing. Zamora. The Zamora Temple. This one, oh my god, look, this one's so sparkly. You can see the light on my arm, if you can see that. And the unique thing about this one, first of all, the material of the Fez. The Fez is made of velour, or velvet. The same material used to make stage curtains. And notice the design on the Fez, or the logo of Shriners International. Instead of having the scimitar above the crescent, like on the other ones that I just showed you, the scimitar, the blade, is going straight through the crescent, or the moon. And then this one also has a brown-faced sphinx head, or pharaoh head. And then it's double row rhinestone with single row bullion. And this one does have a sweatband inside, and it's made in Italy. And the other unique thing about this Fez is all of the Fezes that I have vent holes on top, and they're usually round. But this one, all the vent holes are in the shape of a star. So you can see that. That's pretty cool. So that's Zamora. And also the tassels had different lengths. So, next. This is a really old one. No sweatband, no maker's mark. This is the Indy Shrine Fez, and it's all metal. Pretty basic. There's no beads at all. It's all metal. And I'm thinking that this could be India, but I'm not sure. But there's no maker's mark or nothing. So that's that one. This next one, this is the women's organization. Excuse me. This one is for the women. This is the Ladies Oriental Shrine. This is the branch of Shriners that is open to the wives of Masons. Because, you know, Masonry, or the Shriners itself, is a fraternal group. Well, this is a sorority. Now, this one is very, very detailed. It says Sphinx on the top. There's the scimitar going through the crescent. We got our pharaoh head, and then we have pink pearls around it to form a flower, and we have green felt. And it says Sphinx, Phoenix, Arizona. Court number 65, 1956 to 59. This is the past high priestess. That, my friend, is a high rank. So, and when I got this because I told one of the ladies at El Zariba, because this is where they are, that I was collecting the Fezes. And, you know, most of them, to tell you the truth, are very reluctant on, you know, giving this stuff up. But she did, and she told me to teach this Fez with great respect, because I mean it's a work of art. And you know, what drives me crazy is that one of the ladies that was there, who's in there, said that we tear these up when we're done. You know, and that's because, you know, that can't be these have, the High Priestess ones have the person's name, and they can't reuse them. But why tear that up? That's good artwork. I love that. Plus, it's got a big red tassel on it. So that's that one. Now this next one is not a shrine Fez. I got some other Fezes too. This one is Fezbam 18, and it says "We Never Sleep," and it's AMOS. That is a Shriner type group within the Oddfellows. And the history of the Oddfellows was created because back in the day, to get into Freemasonry, you had to be whole. Meaning that you had to have all your body parts intact. And I have a disability. I have cerebral palsy. And I'm trying to be a Freemason. And it's been very, very hard. Because there's still somebody in the lodges that I tried to visit that are very discriminatory towards me. And that's why I want to kind of bring up the Oddfellows. Because the Oddfellows was created to combat this problem, to basically allow people with disabilities coming back from the war to be sort of Masonic, if you will. So that's the history of that one. There's no rhinestones. There's a black band around the Fez. There's no sweat band, and there's no vent holes. And it's got a tiny, tiny, tiny yellow tassel on it. So it's pretty old. This next one, this is the other El Zariba one that I told you about. This one has way more rhinestones. Now, there's still the gold bullion, but only the crescent and the sword is made of bullion. Everything else has the letters, crescent and rhinestones. It's got a tassel. But this is a 12-inch tassel, or no, 15-inch tassel. There's no sword or anything on this one. It's just a beaded band, and then you got this snap here that is below it that holds it in place. And this one was made by the Los Angeles Fraternal Company. Very, very good piece. And I mean, these things, they're just so beautiful. The sun, you know, the rhinestones capture the light of the sun, and they do different kind of colors. And I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. And see how these vent holes, the vent holes are round on this one, and this is mostly how they are. Excuse me, it's made from the Wolf Brown Company, and I don't think I don't think they exist anymore because I did a search on them. But see how those vent holes are round? That's how they mostly are. That's why the other one was weirder. This next one, excuse me, can't wait to get a head strap for the GoPro so I don't have to sit there and do this all day. Crap. Alright, let me grab a hold of this. Okay, this is from the Sabar Temple. And the Sabar temple is also in, excuse me, the Sabar temple is also in Phoenix, is Arizona, but it's in Tucson, so they're way out there. And see, this one has all rhinestone letters, and you can see how it sparkles again. And this one was from a president in 1979. Something Shrine Club. So this was a president's fez of the Shriners. This next one's from the same temple, but this one is for a unit, and this was the Vigilante unit. And I went to the website for Sabar Shriners. Excuse me. I went to the website for a Sabar Shrine, and it turns out that the Vigilantes are no longer there. I have not seen them listed there, but you can see that it's just, you know, pretty basic. There's the beaded thing on the tassel broke off, but that's okay. And yeah, I mean, it's just once again, all sparkly. So this next one is from Zenobia Temple, and it has the unit, the Crusaders. And I tried to look at the Crusaders as well on Zenobia's website, but they don't seem to be there either. Now, I forgot to mention one thing. You notice that the little Sphinx heads or King Tut, heads on the shrine, on the moon. Some of them have different facial colors. This has no significant meaning. I thought, it's gonna sound racist, but I'm not. It's not intended to be. I thought that the colored faces meant that they were